Hey y'all, and welcome to my recommendation video. As you may or may not know, Sony has confirmed that they'll close down the PlayStation Store on PlayStation 3, Vita, and Portable. And when that happens, there's no way you can buy any games or any themes in that store. You can still download the games that you have bought though. And the closure will happen in July the 2nd for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable. But ironically, Vita is going to happen on August 27th, so you still have some time there. So, since the day is going to come, I'm going to recommend all the games that you can buy, all the games that I really thought was really good and really fun, and you can try it out yourself before the closure. Let's start things off with Ratchet Gladiator, also known as Deadlock in the USA. This is a special game because Ratchet, Clank, and Al are forced into Dread Zone, where Ratchet had to do a lot of these lethal challenges made by Gleam and Fox. There are a few reasons why this game is one of my top 5 favorite Ratchet & Clank games. You have all these 10 different weapons that you're never going to see again, and you have all these different challenges that actually feels very different from each other. Yes, I even like the Landstalker missions. And it's super difficult, this game. I always choose the hero or the exterminator mode just to spice things up. You can either buy the HD remastered version on PlayStation 3 digitally, or physically the PS2 version. I do recommend you to buy this game on the PlayStation 2 if you can, but the PlayStation 3 version isn't too bad either. It's just that the cutscenes on PlayStation 3 version is really distracting. Just look at how the characters is kinda skipping frames and stuff. Oh man, it's really distracting. But the gameplay is still very functional, and the game looks much better at 1080p.
You're absolutely right.
Next up is Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, but it's mainly for those who owns the Vita because they obviously can't play the portable games physically. So your only alternative is to buy them on the PlayStation Store. There are only a certain amount of PSP games though. Anyway, Size Matters. It's a pretty decent Ratchet & Clank game. It was my very first time playing the game after I got my Vita. It might not be some of the best Ratchet & Clank games there are, but there's still some fun to be had. And the last Ratchet & Clank game I want to cover up, because it's only released digitally in America, is Quest for Booty. It's the shortest Ratchet & Clank game that's been made. I bet Insomniac wanted to make this just to make some kind of link between Tools of Destruction and Crack in Time. It's pretty good though, just not very essential. But I do like that they're making a pirate theme in this game. Speaking of, you can also get 2 Ratchet & Clank themes. The one that has the treasure map theme in it, and it's completely free by the way. And the other one that is coming from Ratchet & Clank: A Crack in Time. Do you all remember when Rayman didn't have to depend on the rabbits or 2D? Because I definitely do, because Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc was one of my first video games ever. It is also known as Rayman 3 HD on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It still is one of my favorite 3D games ever made, because all these different worlds that you're going through, and all these gems that is just scattered around, it was just such a joy to just go through this game over and over again. It was also released on PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube, but the remastered version are not too shabby either, and it's pretty cheap. And because it's one of my favorites, I'm definitely going to do a Let's Play of it, much sooner than you think. Much sooner than you think. Next things I want to spout out first are just some Sonic stuff, like Sonic CD, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Unleashed. First, Sonic CD. It's a fully remastered 2D Sonic game made by Sega, of course, and Christian Whitehead, fully remastered. You can get it very cheap, but you can also choose the Steam version if you wanna. Next up is Sonic Adventure 2. The reason I didn't put in the first game is because it was not properly re-released on the PlayStation 3 because it was like a port of a port of a port, have I heard? And something about it is just weird, like why did they put a purple border on it? Like, couldn't they have just made a full screen on it? It doesn't really make sense. So, the Steam version of Sonic Adventure 1 is the best alternative. But Adventure 2, I think it was really good because there you actually got the 360 degrees, something that the first game doesn't have. And, you know, the game overall actually feels very fine, and actually looks fine. So you can't go wrong with the PS3 version. And by the way, if you buy Sonic Adventure 2 on an American account, then apparently you're also getting this premium account from the notification box. I've only heard about this from a YouTuber named KD360, and it looks rad as hell. How come we Europeans doesn't get all these cool stuff? And then Sonic Unleashed, the DLCs. It's not the game itself, but it's more like the DLCs. these adventure packs contains all these levels from all the locations in this game, where you go through all these hard levels that's going to push your limits. Like, some of them actually made me rage quit, but since the fun of it, these are all very hard Sonic stages that you're going through, and that is why I'm a bit sad that I have to go away because of Sony. Because if you don't buy them until the closure, then there's no way you can try these DLCs. Unless you have an Xbox 360 or you know Sega has finally decided to support these games on Steam with all these DLC packs. Which is why I highly recommend you guys, and especially Sonic veterans, to try them out. You can also buy 2 Sonic Generations themes of Classic and Modern Sonic, but I thought they were just okay at best. It's more like the background is moving and not the character themselves. But the theme I really think you should get is the Nights into Dreams. It looks beautiful and it's completely free, so get it while the getting is good. But wait, what about Sonic 06 DLCs?
Don't even think about it.
And now for the PlayStation 1 games, such as Crash Team Racing. I bought it shortly after I heard about the remake. I did that because it's much cheaper, and it's really great. Like, even something that's made in the 19th and it still plays this well is nothing short of amazing. The coolest part is you can play any PlayStation 1 games on a Vita, so I'm actually playing this game much more on my Vita than on my actual PlayStation 3. Almost forgot to mention, yo, that some PlayStation 3 games are supporting cross-buy. If you buy the game on either PlayStation 3 or Vita, then you're going to get the other version absolutely free, which is very cool by Sony's part. And here's this very underrated gem, but this is something everybody is actually recommending before the closure, and that is Klonoa, Door to Ventimile. It's a 2.5D platformer game with some puzzle elements, and it's definitely one of a kind with some great story and some great levels. It's also a really underappreciated gem because Namco, the one who created the franchise, doesn't seem to support it that much after the remake on the Wii. Which is pretty understandable since the game didn't sell that well, but at the same time, they have to do more justice for the series. It's very unique. The great side about this is that so many people are actually recommending this game just before the closure, because you know, if you want to find the physical version, then it's going to cost you like a leg or two. So I highly recommend you guys to buy this, especially when it's so cheap on the PlayStation Store. And here's another expensive PlayStation 1 game, and that is Metal Gear Solid. I'll tell you this, I'm really bad at Metal Gear Solid. I really thought that when I played Sly Cooper, I could definitely try out the other stealth games, but this is a whole different level. Because it's not about attacking your enemies, the game encourages you to keep yourself in the shadows and not get detected at all cost. And something I really like about this game is, it's almost like watching a movie. Like, some of the cutscenes can take a long time, but I'm still on board with that because the story so far is so good. And the voice acting, it's surprisingly good for its time. PlayStation Store is probably your only cheapest chance that you can buy this game. Or maybe Metal Gear Solid the Legacy Collection, which has all the Metal Gear Solid games until Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay, 2 more games to go, and they're both from the PlayStation 2, such as Persona 3. After I played Persona 5, I was more curious about Persona 3 and 4. And surprise surprise, you can actually buy PS2 games on PlayStation 3. I actually didn't know that. So I bought Persona 3 right away because I was totally unhooked on the Persona series and, you know, SMT, Shin Megami Tensei. And yeah, this game is also really solid, with amazing story and great social links with all these personas that you can use. But the gameplay still leaves a lot to be desired, like the fact that you can control your characters, like what specific spells or attacks you want them to use. That's really stupid. So while the game can feel a little tedious at times, the game overall is still really good. And the last game I can recommend to all of you JRPG players is Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Wow, talk about irony. But the reason I specifically said that is because there are so many random battles in this game, but also has really great story so far. I haven't really beaten this game yet, but I really like it. And what makes it stand out to the other Shin Megami Tensei games is that you don't capture and use demons in battle, you are the demon. And I really like this idea because it is quickly linked to, you know, the rest of the story. I don't want to say the whole thing, you just have to find that out yourself, because the story is that good. You can also buy Digital Devil Saga 2, but you can only do that in America, which totally sucks for me because I would have bought the sequel right away. Well, same can be applied with Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. And that concludes the list of recommendations from me to you. I really don't think Sony should just close down the PS Store with all these old games, unless they have some alternatives that makes it easier for us to find all these old games, or else we have to try and buy them physically, and we know how much they cost. Oh my god. Hopefully though, they might be able to hear us out and really think it's a bad idea, because I just bought my own PlayStation 3 at around 2018. I got one from my brother, but that was a long time ago and it wasn't his account. So I finally made mine on my own PlayStation 3 and bought most of these old games. And if I didn't do that in time, then I might not have been able to buy all these old games and play them, like Digital Devil Saga and Persona 3. Klonoa, and all this old stuff that I had just mentioned. I really don't think that Sony should just do that, because there might be many more people that also get interested in PlayStation 3 and all these old games that you can buy there. Like, there are tons of them that I haven't mentioned yet, and that is why I think it's a bad idea to just make it poof out of existence. And now for my Let's Play announcement. You've already guessed it, most likely because I just hinted it. That is Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc. I haven't done a Let's Play for a long time now, and this is one of my childhood games, so I'm so excited to do this, just to show you all these cool games that you can buy on PlayStation Store. It's much like a preparation for the close down, to say the least. So, I hope you guys go and see my Let's Play there, because I'm going to start it very soon. So see you later for more of my contents. Goodbye for now and stay awesome.